one side is 8, so it's a square, so all the sides are 8. So if I had to do area, I would just have to do 8 times 8. And everybody knows 8 and 8 went to the store to buy a Nintendo. That's right, 64 square inches, right? Or if I need to do the perimeter, I would just need to add all the sides. And what's cool about this is, yes, I would have to do 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, but here's a little shortcut. Since they're all the same number, I could just skip count by 8. So even though it's adding, it's kind of like multiplying because I got the same number. So let's go. 8 and 8 are 16, 24 and 32. Okay. So the area is 64, the perimeter is 32. Somebody asked me a question yesterday and they said, well, Mr. Carey, could the area and the perimeter be the same? It is possible. It's usually not, but it is possible. Sometimes they are. Okay. So now say I got this guy here, it's a 3 by 9 rectangle. So if I wanted to find the area, I would just do 3 times 9. Let's go my 9s. 9, 18, 27. So I have 27 square inches. And now for the perimeter, just like before, this is a rectangle. So if this is 3, this is 3. If this is 9, this is 9. So let's group those numbers and then we'll put them together. So I have 9 and 9 are going to be, that's right, 18. And 3 and 3, that's 6. Sure, so let's just add them up. Let's go big number, 8, let's go up 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 4 down, 1 up. 1 plus 1 is 2. So the perimeter would be 24 inches, not square inches. Okay? Hope you're starting to get this. Now, I was waiting to teach you guys perimeter towards the end of the year because a lot of times people will get a little bit messed up because we're using the same shape. Just remember, area, we're just multiplying, and perimeter, we're always just adding, okay? So here I got a 7 by 11, so 7, man, I wish I could get to 7-Eleven and get my coffee. Oh, I miss it. 7 times 11 is going to be, that's right, 77. But if I had to do perimeter, well, if that's 11, that's 11. If that's 7, that's 7. So 11 plus 11 is going to be 22. 7, 14. And let's put them together. 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 plus 1 is 3. So the perimeter for that one is going to be 36 inches. This would be square inches for area. Okay? Cool. And some of them you'll even be able to do right in your head. Check this one out. 10 by 3 area, simple enough, will be 30 square inches. And for perimeter, that's 10, so it's 20. That's 3, 6. So the perimeter is just going to be 26. It's always nice when they work out nice and easy like that. Okay? And here we go. We got some area. I got a 4 by 6 parallelogram. Opposite sides are equal, but for now, area 4 times 6, let's go by 4s. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. And then let's go for perimeter. Let's just figure out these sides. So I got 6 and 6 are 12. 4 and 4 are 8. So let's go 8 up 2 is 10. So the perimeter would be 20 inches. Okay. So finding area and perimeter are really, it's not that bad. Now today's lesson, however, I was working on it last night, and I found it quite challenging the way that some of the questions were worded. Guys, I just want to be very clear about this. I was talking to some of your parents yesterday, and a couple parents said to me that you guys were getting upset doing some of the lessons. Please, let me be very clear about this. I do not want anybody getting upset. You do the best you can, and if you get to a question and you start to feel overwhelmed or you're becoming frustrated and upset, just click next, okay? It's not that big of a deal, and I'll just keep teaching my lessons, and I'll try to make it easier to figure out. Just the way some of the questions are worded is what's making it tricky. It's not the math that's tricky, it's the way that the questions are worded. My big goal at the end of this is that you can do what we were just doing. Can you multiply the sides to get the area? Can you add the sides to get to perimeter? That's the skill that we need to obtain here today, okay? So let me show you what the questions are gonna look like today. It even took me, your teacher, a little bit of time to figure out. So the questions are gonna look like this. It's gonna say something like this. Think of two shapes with a perimeter of 24, okay? And then it's going to give you some different shapes, okay? So they'll give you something like a 4 by 8, a 5 by 9, a 5 by 10, and I'm just drawing rectangles, these are not to scale, a 3 by 11, okay? So then I have to find the one with an area of perimeter of 24. So now the most important part of today's lesson is I'm going to tell everybody, make sure you have scrap paper down and you have to write down the answer that you picked for each one. So like if you're on question one, write like number 1, right? And so let me model what I want you to do. So you're going to need scrap paper, because otherwise you're going to get lost for sure. So imagine this is your scrap paper, so you're right question 1, okay? And so find the area, find the two shapes of the perimeter of 24. Okay, so which one has a shape of 24? Now only one of these is going to be 24, because it's going to be like a part B to the question, okay? So I have 8 and, well of course that's 8 and that's 4. 8 and 8 are 16. 4 plus 4 is 8. And 16, 8, let's go up 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, that's my one, 24. Okay, so what I'm going to write down for this one is 8. Maybe even draw like a little picture, just a little simple rectangle, a 4 by 8, and add a perimeter of 24. And then it's going to bring you to the next part that says, okay, well, what is the area of your first rectangle? So the first rectangle means the one that I picked. So it's an 8 by 4. So what is the area? Let's go by 8. 8 and 8 are 16, 24, and 32. So the area for that one is 32. Then the screen is going to bring me to another question, and all these shapes are going to be different, okay? And they're going to say, find the other one with a perimeter of 24. So let's just say I had a 3, a 3, a 10, a 10, an 11, an 11, a 5, and a 5, a 10, a 10, a 2, and a 2, and a 3, 3, 3, 3. So then I'd have to say which one is also one with a perimeter of 24. So let's say 10, 20, 23, 26, no. 11, 22, 5 and 5 is 10, so that's 32, no. 10, 20, 22, 24. That's my one. So I put in choice C on the computer. So then, but what I have to do, what's the most important thing to do, is draw that little picture on your paper. A 2 by 10 had the perimeter of 24. And then you're going to say they're going to ask you one more question. They're going to say, what is the area of that one? So 2 by 10, I just do 2 times 10, and the area would be 20. And then there's one last part to this first question, and it's going to say, which one had a greater area? So you just look at your area, and I'd say, okay, well, this was 32 and this is 20, so 32 is bigger. So then you're going to put the area of the 4 by 8. This is why you need to write it down. The 4 by 8 was greater, or something like that, okay? So this is why you have to write it down, because otherwise, what I was doing last night when I was doing it is I wasn't writing it down, and I couldn't remember the first rectangle that I wrote down. So it's really going to help you a lot if you write everything down, okay? And work your way through. And there's like 2 or 3 questions like that where it's going to be 4 or 5 steps. So the most important part is just write down what you got for the first part and then the area. Write down what you got for the second part and then the area. And then you're going to compare those 2 things, because they want to show you basically that even though the perimeter of this one is 24 and this one is 24, the area could be different based on the sides, okay? So it's a little bit tricky today. The question's a little bit tricky. You're probably gonna need some support from mom or